sister, and today I'm going to be making a video for you guys about pixie cuts and about just like what you need to know before you get a pixie cut or when you get a pixie cut and just like that kind of stuff. So the first thing is that you should be prepared for people to stare at you or comment on it like a lot, because it's not like you're breaking a gender rule kind of, and so girls don't normally have like short hair. That's considered something that's more for like boys, when really it honestly shouldn't matter, and it's like for anyone. But yeah, so I've always had, or not always, but like since I got this haircut in April, I've had a lot of people that stare at me, and even more so now that it's pink and not like brown. But yeah, and a lot of people comment on it. Most of the times when people actually like do comment on it, it's like, oh, I like your haircut, like that looks really cute on you, like I wish I could cut my hair that short, but it wouldn't look cute, but it looks really good on you. And then there's the other people that just stare at you, and you know that, sorry, my knees, and you know that they're judging you, and they're not going to say anything to you about it, but they I just feel the judgment. And then the next thing is that if, you're going to feel the need to wear makeup more, or at least, I did for a while, because I don't know, I just felt, less feminine without my hair. My hair has always been, short, here, or, here. But, I don't know, I just felt like if I didn't wear makeup, I looked like a little boy. And I've actually been mistaken for a little boy before, at my old work, which, I quit there. One of my coworkers thought I was a little boy, and I was like, oh, no. So that was kind of awkward. And, another thing to remember is that, even though it's kind of a stupid thing, guys are going to kind of look at you differently because it's intimidating to them. And a lot of people are going to assume that you're a lesbian. And so it kind of affects your dating life, even though it shouldn't, because it doesn't matter. It will. I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years, and I've had really, really long hair, down to here when I first met him. And then I've also had a pixie cut, and he likes both, so I'm just lucky enough to date someone that supports me no matter what. But there's a lot of guys out there that are really into gender stereotypes, and yeah, so you just have to be careful for that. And if you find someone that doesn't care, then obviously they like you for you, and your haircut shouldn't be a problem. It's okay, so getting a pixie cut, everyone's like, oh, it's super low maintenance, I won't have to do anything. And that's why I originally got it, because I was like, I don't want to have to brush my hair all the time and always put it up for running and have it in my face and just I don't like it. But yeah, it can be low maintenance, but at the same time, mine's really short right now, so there's nothing I can really do with it. But when I had a little bit of a longer pixie cut, it was still pretty high maintenance, because you still have to style it every day. And if it's not working with you, sometimes I'll have hairs back here that just see, they stick up. And they went down nicely because I have something in my hair, but yesterday morning they would not go down nicely, and I looked like I just had little alfalfas, and it was so annoying. And so that's kind of a common misconception. Don't just automatically assume that it'll be less work than long hair. But I don't know. I think with the way my hair is and the way my hair is cut, it's a lot less work than when I had long hair. Because every day when I had long hair, I would braid it or put it in a ponytail or all that kind of stuff, because I don't have to deal with it. So that's a lot more work than just taking a little bit of gel and going like this to get my hair down. So And then also, I noticed that when I got a pixie cut, I felt like my face was, like, my cheeks looked a little, like, fuller and a little fatter. I mean, they probably don't, but, I mean, I've always just kind of felt that way. Like, since I don't have hair to frame my face, I just feel weird. Like, I feel like my face is fatter, but I've kept my hair in a pixie cut anyways. You just kind of, like, I feel like you tend to notice more things about your face. Because you don't have all that hair to cover it up, and, like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird. So, sorry if I keep, like, when I keep looking up, like, I'm reading off of some notes and stuff. But, so something that I saw on the internet, was that hickeys would be harder to hide, which, I mean, I don't do that kind of stuff. But I'm, like, if you do, keep that in mind, because you don't have any hair to cover it up anymore. So, yeah, I mean, that can, like, put you in kind of an awkward situation, especially if you're still young and living at home. Also, making sure that you get the right kind of pixie cut for, like, your facial structure is a good idea. Definitely get ideas, like, and bring in pictures and stuff, but also ask your stylist, like, what kind of pixie cut they think would look best for you. And I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, I can never get a pixie cut because, like, my face shape, it just doesn't work. But honestly, I've yet to see someone, okay, I've seen one person with a pixie cut that it didn't look good on, and I've seen a lot of girls with pixie cuts. And, like, 99% of the time, people who get pixie cuts look really cute with them. And it's because they picked the right pixie cut for their face and, like, their face shape and, like, something that complemented their, like, not figure, what is the word? Like, their looks. And also just make sure that your stylist knows, like, what you want. Like I said, like, bring in a picture, because sometimes explaining what you want, you might not get exactly what you want, because it's kind of hard to communicate. Like, you could be like, oh yeah, like, I want the sides shaved, and then I want the top really long, but then, you know, like, everyone just kind of interprets that different, and so you might end up with, like, a really harsh line when really you wanted it to be, like, faded in from shaved to, like, really long. Or if you say that you want, like, fringe in the front, like, you want, like, side swept bangs or that kind of stuff, you might not get the kind of side swept bangs you were expecting or looking for, or that you saw in pictures. So it's definitely always good to bring in a reference photo and talk to your stylist about it and be like, okay, well, I kind of like this style, but what do you think would look best? And then just kind of go from there. But also, I think the last thing is that you just feel more, like, confident. I mean, at first I felt really, like, kind of insecure, because I was like, oh, like, people aren't going to like it. They're going to think I look like a 12-year-old little boy. Because I don't really have, like, much of a figure. Like, I'm just really tiny. Like, here, I'll show you. Like, see, I'm just kind of, like, there's no, like, curves or anything. It's just kind of all, like, yeah. So I was worried. I was like, oh, people are going to think I look like a 12-year-old little boy, and it's not going to look good, and I'll probably just end up growing my hair back out, and then I'll have to tell my mom that she was right. But no. Like, I started off with, like, a longer pixie cut, and I was like, I love it. And then I progressively, like, gotten shorter and shorter, and this is, like, a little grown out. Like, see the roots? Like, that's how much it's grown since I got my last haircut. But yeah, it, like, honestly, you just feel empowered. You're like, yes, like, I look good. I'm gonna rock this. I'm breaking stereotypes, and I'm gonna look good doing it. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's kind of, like, also, for me, it's kind of, like, advocating for equality, or not gender stereotyping people and just letting people be themselves. Like, if a guy wants to dress a certain way or grow out his hair and look a certain way or wear eyeliner or whatever it is you want to do, you should be allowed to do that without being like, oh, you're gay. And if a girl wants to dress more like what's considered masculine or cut her hair short, like, you shouldn't automatically assume she's a lesbian. Like, everyone should just be able to do their own thing. And, you know, it feels kind of good to, when people do judge me or when people do bring it up, like, oh, why do you want your hair short? It's kind of, like, nice to be able to, like, advocate that, you know? And it just makes me feel like a good, like, person. But yeah, I'm going to make another video about my pixie cut and about my hair and what's going on with that. And, yeah, but that's all for today, guys. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!